The soft glow of string lights twinkled overhead, casting a warm haze over the wedding reception. Emily Harper sat alone at a corner table, her wheelchair positioned just far enough from the dance floor to avoid the swirl of laughter and movement. She watched as couples swayed to the music, their faces lit with joy. But tonight, solitude wrapped around her like a heavy blanket, until a man with kind eyes and a little girl clinging to his hand approached, his voice gentle. "Will you be my date?" Emily had always been the one in control. As the CEO of Harper Tech, a thriving software company in Seattle, she commanded boardrooms with sharp intellect and unyielding determination. Her days were filled with meetings, innovations, and the quiet hum of success. But life hadn't always been this way. A car accident 5 years ago had left her paralyzed from the waist down, confining her to a wheelchair. She adapted quickly, ramps installed, assistants hired, her empire growing stronger. Yet, in moments like this, at her cousin's wedding in a quaint vineyard outside Portland, the world felt a little smaller. The invitation had arrived months ago, scripted in elegant gold on cream paper. "Come celebrate love," it read. Emily hesitated at first. Weddings were landmines of pitying glances and awkward conversations. "How do you manage?" people would ask, their voices dripping with false concern. But family was family. Her cousin Sarah had been like a sister growing up, sharing secrets under summer stars. So Emily came, dressed in a flowing navy gown that draped elegantly over her lap, her dark hair pinned back with a simple clip. She arrived early, wheeling herself to a spot near the ceremony arch, where wildflowers bloomed in soft pinks and whites. The vows were beautiful. Sarah and her groom, Michael, exchanged promises under a canopy of vines, the sun dipping low and painting the sky in oranges and purples. Emily smiled, genuinely happy for them. But as the crowd shifted to the reception, a familiar ache settled in her chest. She navigated the gravel paths with care, her wheelchair's wheels crunching softly against the stones. Tables were set with crisp linens and flickering candles. She found her assigned seat alone at a table for 8, the others paired off in couples. Perhaps a mix-up, she thought. Or maybe not. The evening unfolded slowly. Waiters glided by with trays of champagne flutes, the bubbles catching the light. Emily sipped hers sparingly, her eyes wandering the room. Children darted between legs, their giggles piercing the murmur of conversations. An older couple at the next table shared a quiet dance, their hands intertwined after decades together. Emily felt a pang. At 38, she had dated sporadically since the accident, but nothing stuck. Men saw the wheelchair first, her strength second. "You're inspiring," they'd say, as if her life was a motivational poster. She wanted more, a connection, not admiration from afar. As the band struck up a slow melody, Emily adjusted her position, smoothing the fabric of her dress. The air carried the scent of fresh-cut roses and grilled herbs from the buffet. She pulled out her phone, scrolling through work emails to pass the time. A merger proposal needed her approval. Numbers and strategy, yes, she understood those. But here, amid the celebration of love, she felt exposed. Invisible, yet too visible. A bridesmaid waved from across the room, but didn't approach. Emily waved back, her smile polite, practiced. Time stretched. The toasts began, glasses clinking in unison. Sarah's father spoke of enduring love, his voice cracking with emotion. Emily listened, her mind drifting to her own parents, gone too soon in that same accident that changed her life. She had built walls after thigh-high, impenetrable. Success was her armor. But tonight, cracks appeared. Why did she come? To prove she could, or to remind herself of what she might never have? The dance floor filled. A young girl, no more than 6, twirled in a frilly dress, her laughter pure and unfiltered. Emily watched her, a soft envy stirring. The child's father stood nearby, clapping along, his tie loosened, sleeves rolled up. He looked approachable, with tousled brown hair and a warm smile that reached his eyes. He scooped the girl up when she stumbled, planting a kiss on her forehead. A single dad, Emily guessed. No ring on his finger, no partner in sight. She turned her gaze away, focusing on the dessert table laden with cakes and fruits. But the isolation gnawed. Conversations buzzed around here, stories of honeymoons, shared dreams. Emily toyed with her napkin, folding it into neat squares. Memories surfaced. Her last date, a lawyer who spent the evening talking about his marathon training, oblivious to her reality. "We could go hiking sometime," he'd suggested. She ended it politely, but the sting lingered. The band paused, announcing a break. The crowd milled about, refilling drinks. Emily considered leaving early. Her driver was on call. The hotel room awaited with its accessible shower and quiet bed. But something held her up, perhaps the faint hope that the night wasn't over. She wheeled slightly closer to the edge of the tent, where the cool evening breeze slipped in, carrying hints of pine from the surrounding woods. That's when he approached. The man from earlier, with the little girl now holding a stuffed bear. He was tall, but not imposing, dressed in a simple gray suit that fit him well. His daughter peeked shyly from behind his leg. "Hi," he said, his voice steady and kind. "I'm Jack Thompson. This is my daughter, Lily." Emily looked up, surprised. "Emily Harper. Nice to meet you both." Jack glanced at the empty chairs around her. "Mind if we join you? Lily here spotted your table. Says it's the best spot for watching the stars later." Lily nodded vigorously, her curls bouncing. "Stars are magic," she whispered. Emily chuckled softly, the sound easing some tension. "Well, I can't argue with that. Please, sit." They settled in. Jack pulled out a chair for Lily, then took one beside Emily. Up close, he had faint laugh lines and eyes the color of deep forest green. "Weddings can be overwhelming," he said, pouring water for them all, "especially when you're flying solo." Emily nodded, her guard softening. "Tell me about it. Are you family or friends?" "Friends of Michael," Jack replied. "We went to college together." "Played soccer badly, but enthusiastically." He grinned, and Lily giggled. "What about you, Lily?" Emily asked, leaning forward slightly. "Having fun?" The girl beamed. "I danced with Daddy, but he steps on toes." Jack feigned offense. "Hey, that's our secret." The conversation flowed easily, like a gentle stream. Jack shared that he was a graphic designer, working from home to be with Lily after her mother passed 2 years ago. "Cancer," he said quietly, his eyes distant for a moment. "It was fast." "We're figuring it out, day by day." Emily's heart ached in recognition. "I'm sorry, I lost my parents in an accident." "It changes everything." They talked about the little things of favorite books, Seattle's rainy charm, Lily's love for drawing unicorns. Jack didn't mention the wheelchair once, didn't offer unsolicited help. He listened, really listened, as Emily spoke of her company, her passions for tech that empowered people. As the band resumed, a lively tune filled the air. Lily tugged at Jack's sleeve. "Dance, Daddy." Jack hesitated, glancing at Emily. Then, with a spark in his eye, he turned to her. "Emily, will you be my date?" "For a dance, I mean." Lily insists we all join. Emily's breath caught. "A dance?" In her chair, rising tension gripped her, a fear of awkwardness, of drawing eyes. She had danced before the accident, freely, joyfully. Now, but Jack's expression was sincere, no pity, just invitation. I'm not sure," she said, her voice soft. Lily clapped her hands. "Please, we can spin." Jack nodded encouragingly. "We make our own rules." The twist came gently, like dawn breaking. Emily felt a shift, a breakthrough from isolation to possibility. "Okay," she whispered. "Let's try." Jack stood, offering his hand. Emily took it, warm and steady. He wheeled her to the edge of the dance floor, Lily skipping ahead. The music slowed to a ballad. Jack knelt slightly, matching her height, and they moved together, him swaying, her chair gliding in circles guided by his gentle push. Lily twirled around them, her laughter a melody of its own. Others noticed, but not with stares or with smiles. Emily felt alive, the lights blurring into stars, the world expanding. No one pitied, they celebrated. As the song ended, they returned to the table, breathless and grinning. "That was fun," Emily said, her cheeks flushed. Jack met her eyes. "It was." "Emily, I'd like to see you again." "Coffee in Seattle?" "No pressure," she smiled. "Truly, I'd like that." The night wound down. Guests departed under a blanket of stars. Emily wheeled toward her car, Jack and Lily walking beside. "Thank you," she said, "for asking." "Thank you for saying yes," Jack replied. In the quiet drive home, Emily reflected. Life's twists weren't always crashes, sometimes they were kind strangers offering a hand. She had built an empire alone, but connection, that was the real strength. And as the city lights appeared on the horizon, she whispered to herself, "Reach out, say yes. Love finds you when you least expect it."